If you are working with Azure and security is a top priority, that's where private endpoints comes in. A private endpoint is a network interface that gets a private IP address from your virtual network. This will let you securely connect to an Azure service like Azure Storage, Cosmos DB, or SQL database using Azure Private Link without exposing traffic to the public internet. Think of it as pulling an Azure service into your own private network. When you create a private endpoint, you define several key properties such as name, subnet, private link resources, target sub resource, connection approval method, and connection status. Name indicates a unique name within your resource group for private endpoint. The subnet is where the private IP will live. Private link resource is the Azure service you are connecting to. Target sub-resource is the specific components within the service, such as blob or file storage in Azure Storage. Connection approval method can be automatic or manual, and connection status can be approved, pending, rejected, or disconnected based on its state. Let's discuss how private endpoints secure your network. When you use private endpoints, your traffic never touches the public internet. It stays inside Azure's backbone network and ensures low latency and high security. But there is a catch. You need to set up proper access controls for it. While private endpoints provide a private IP for an Azure service, they don't automatically block public access. You must configure additional security controls like disabling public network access for the service and use NHGs, UDRs, and AHG to fine-tune security. Let's discuss the impact of network security group on private endpoints. See, NHGs allow you to control inbound and outbound traffic to your private endpoint. However, they have some limitations such as NHG rules and effective routes don't show up for private endpoints in the Azure portal. NHG flow logs don't capture inbound traffic to private endpoints. And application security groups are limited to 50 members per NHG when linked to a private endpoint. Since outbound traffic from a private endpoint isn't a valid scenario, NHG rules mainly help control inbound traffic. To properly connect, you must set a private DNS zone so that your service resolves to the private IP address instead of the public one. Otherwise, your traffic might still go out to the public endpoint and defeat the purpose of private connectivity. The bottom line in this case, if you are securing your Azure service with private endpoints, you are doing the right thing. Just remember, private endpoints keep traffic inside your virtual network but don't automatically block public access. You need to configure that. NHGs help but have some limitations, so you might need private DNS zones and additional security settings to make it work rightly. And you should plan your networking setup carefully, especially when using multiple subnets and services with strict security policies. By getting this right, you are locking down your Azure services like a pro while ensuring seamless and secure connectivity.